Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for those tuning in on the radio side of Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also tuning in through online affiliates around the world, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. I was just saying to my next guest, it's hard to believe I first interviewed him in 2011, some 11 years ago. But recording artist Ziggy is still at it. We talked then about his journey in music. We're going to catch up today on what it's been like for him to do all that he's done since that time. Also, how you all can stay connected with him and the great music and project he has going on as well. Ziggy, welcome back to the program, man.
What's going on with it, Cyrus?
Hey, man, glad to have you on. Like I said, it's hard to believe it was 11 years ago, back in 2011, when we first had a conversation here on the radio side. I want to go back to the Ziggy that was, right? I mean, one of the things that we talked about in that interview, Ziggy, I don't know if you remember this, but you told me about your very first mixtape that you were selling while in the 11th grade for $3. What has it been like for you to kind of look back at that to all you've been able to do today?
Oh, back then, the grind was really different back then to, up to now. Back then I had to get a bunch of CD pressed up and, things like that. And like today, right now, you would just put your music across the internet for, everybody to listen to. I think it's real marketing, real easy right now. I think that's the difference from back then to right now.
But what has it been like for you, Ziggy, to see that even today, how people have been not only enjoying your music, but looking forward to new music from you?
Yeah, it got me really on my hustle, more, and, now that, right now that, put my music out right now, and a lot of people just be inboxing me like I need to put more music out, so they let me know a lot of people been paying attention to me and listening to me more and more, so it motivates me, to stay in the studio more and, keep grinding. Get the people what they want.
Right. So let's go back a little bit then, Ziggy. I mean, talk to us about how this all began for you. When did you know that music was something you wanted to do?
I was inspired by Master P. Master P, ride along, with my father, by him listening to Tupac and things like that. I just knew then I wanted to become a rapper. But, when I got into, a little incident, back, coming up, I went to Juvenile, and, once I got up out of Juvenile, I wrote about it. They come about how my first mixtape got started when I sold my mixtape for $3 in the 11th grade. And so, I wrote about what happened, and, I ain't know how the people going to react to my music, so once I passed it out and started selling for $3, and everybody was like, oh, man, I like it. You speaking the truth. You telling what really happened. And so I really took something negative and turned it into a positive. And so, ever since then, I said to myself, I know I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. I believe in myself, so that's what I did.
Yeah, and believing in yourself is so important, especially in the industry that you're in, Ziggy, because there's so much talent that's out there. What do you think that sets you apart from some of the other artists and music that's out there right now?
Real music. I feel like the music that I'm making right now, I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be around for a long time. I feel like my music is a story. I got a story to tell. And I'm from Mississippi, and a lot of people from the big cities, and I don't rap about the diamonds, I don't rap about the cars, I don't rap about this and that in my music. I rap about, a young man from Mississippi who, trying to make something out of himself. And where I'm from is kind of rough coming up from where I'm from. I'm not in the big city with amazing labels and things like that, so I think, I write a story with, my music is different. I think that's what separates me from the artists today,
Right. Well, yeah, and I think that's definitely been the case. When we actually talked back again, we're talking 11 years ago. It seems crazy to even say that. That one of the songs that you had that really was a standout at the time was Jumping Out. On YouTube. And that was one of the signals, I think, for you, Ziggy, that people outside of Mississippi were listening to you, right? I mean, to be able to get those kind of views, I mean, at that time, 11 years ago, over 20,000 views, you're getting views on the music you're putting out now. What has that been like for you to see the support you're getting outside of your home?
Man, it motivated me, man. you know, like I say, it really motivate me, and they let me know I got some fans out there, and, you know, they want more music, so that's what I'm going to give them, so, you know, I'm just going to give them more music.
Yeah. So if someone is just now hearing about you, Ziggy, we're going to let them know at the end of our segment here how they can stay connected with you. But how would you describe your music? How would you describe your sound?
I feel I got a unique sound and just like stories. You know, like when you bring up Ziggy Zigzag, you know, you know, I already know a person, they going to feel, you know, they going to feel me. Because I'm speaking on life stories. You know, if you done been through it and you're going to understand and, you know, you can relate to my music.
I think that's it, and I think that is the big thing for sure. So, speaking of music, I mean, even though the world kind of shut down for a couple of years, things are opening back up now. You've been putting out music out there, songs like "How Could You Leave Me," other songs like "Any Way the Wind Blows." What has that been like for you to see the response that they've been getting?
Man, it's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like when everything shut down, I knew then just like to get in the studio, like continue writing. Like it ain't nowhere else you can go. You know what I'm saying? You at the house, so you might as well write. And so at that time, you know, I had lost a couple of people due to coronavirus, and you know that's how the song "How Could You Leave Me" came about, and you know, "Any Way the Wind Blows," you know, and things like that. So from there, you know, through the whole thing, through the pandemic, it just made me grind real hard. You know. I knew one day that the world was going to open back up, but meanwhile, just grind. So once it open back up, you got music to release and just keep on dropping. You feel me? Somebody going to listen.
Right. Yeah, and they definitely have been listening, right? And I think that is the big thing. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome back recording artist Ziggy. We're talking to Ziggy not only about his musical journey, but also the over decade since the last time he was first on the program, what it's been like for him to do what he loves, and then, of course, be able to share it with all of you. Ziggy, I know new music is going to be continuing to come out. I saw you on social media. You were filming a video. Talk to us about that process. What has it been like for you to go from watching some of your favorite artists' music videos to now have people watching your own music videos?
Man, the feeling is amazing. Like I said, I'm glad you just brought that up. I just got through doing one with T-Rail. I'm pretty sure everybody know him, and you know, by his people just, you know, reaching out to my people, it was a blessing, man. I'm saying to myself, I ain't know that many people was, you know, like actually paying attention to me. So they let me know that I'm doing something right, you know. Even when I think a lot of people ain't listening, they realize they're listening. And, you know, the views do not lie. And so, you know, it's just been a blessing to me. That's all. That's all I can put it.
Yeah. And another one of the songs that got a lot of attention, I noticed when I was prepping for the segment with you, Ziggy, over almost 6,000 views. Another video was Through the Storm. Do you find that, again, that is the connection that people kind of make, is that, like you said, not only is it real music, but it's also music that's relatable?
Yeah, of course, man. I know they can relate to Through the Storm. I feel like everybody that's been through something before, you know, before they reach, you know, their goal. You know, I think God take us all through something. You know, he take it through, you know, strongest soldiers through battle. So I feel like majority of the people that have been through something. So that's why I called it like Through a Storm. You feel me?
Yeah, and I think, again, that is the thing. And I think, you know, I've been even seeing some of the comments, you know, people talking about the music, talking about, you know, the way that, I mean, that they feel about your music, the hard work. They talk about that. Do you think that's another thing that separates you, Ziggy, is that you're willing to put in the work? I mean, there's a lot of talented people out there, right? But do you feel like the thing that really separates you is the work you're willing to put in?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm willing to put it in the work. Yeah. I feel like, you know, you got to put hard work into it. You know what I'm saying? What you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah, such a great point. And I think that is the thing, and I think for a lot of people out there, Ziggy, you know, that is what they like about you, that you are willing to put in the work and you're not going to give up. You said in that interview that we did 11 years ago, this is what you had told to me at the time for advice for other people. Keep going. Don't get caught up in anything that can hold you down. Let your haters motivate you to become better. How is that advice that you gave 11 years ago, how has that helped you today?
Just sticking to what I know, like you just read to me, like you just told me, I stuck to that. And right now, I tell anybody right now, like, believe in yourself. And one thing about it, everybody's not gonna see your vision.
Yeah.
You know, you got to believe in what, you know, whatever that you're trying to do. You know, even it ain't even got to be music. It could be sports. It could be anything that you ever trying to accomplish in life. You got to believe in yourself. You can't expect for your partner or your family member, nobody to believe in you. This your dream, and everybody ain't gonna see your vision it. And have a plan. And, like I say, stick to it. It ain't gonna happen overnight. So continue doing what you're doing.
So I'm glad you brought that up as we wrap up here about it not happening overnight. I mean, there are a lot of people who do want it quick, right? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we live in a world where people like things quick. How does that help you?
I feel like you can get it quick, though. I feel like you can get it quick. I feel like thing is a rush. You can rush a lot of things, and a lot of things God can just go and give to you, to see how you gonna treat things. It's just like a person, want a new car. God can give you that new car, but He can see how you gonna treat that car. You go out there dogging it out. And He can. I feel like the quicker He gives to you, the quicker He can take it away. And I feel like things ain't gonna happen overnight. So the period of time you're gonna get better and better to at what you do, so you can be ready.
So what is it you're looking forward to, Ziggy, as we're kind of going into the year 2022? We just mentioned, of course, you're just shooting a video for a new single. What else are you looking forward to this year?
Man, I'm just looking for a good year and making good music, man. Cause networking with new people and continue doing music, be happier.
There you go. All right, everybody. Recording artist Ziggy has been our guest once again, catching us up on what he's been up to. Again, we first interviewed him back in 2011. Here we are now 11 years later. He's still at it, still putting out great music and also growing his fan base. So speaking of that, Ziggy, how can our audience stay connected with you? How can they kind of keep up with you online?
You can go to Facebook. I'm on Facebook up on the Ziggy, Ziggy, ziggycbt. I'm up on Twitter at the Ziggy Zigzag on a Ziggy_Zigzag CBT. And you can follow my YouTube channel. It's up on a Ziggy Zigzag.
All right, and we'll make sure that we link all of that up for our audience as well. Ziggy, man, congratulations to you again, man. Glad we got a chance to catch back up, and looking forward to having you back on the program again soon.
I appreciate it, Cyrus.
Hey, man, glad to have you. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.